Good afternoon out there, everybody. Welcome in here to the Mix Afternoon Drive for a Tuesday afternoon. We're here with our friends from the SPCA, Bradley County, and the county and the Community Foundation of the Cleveland Bradley County have made a big announcement they're going to do on our station here today. And so we're going to get started with that and welcome in some guests this afternoon. Ben Chandler is going to join us from the Cleveland Bradley County Foundation. Samantha Vincent is here from the SPCA. And someone that is on the SPCA board and also a county commissioner, Erica Davis, is here with us this afternoon. So good afternoon, folks. Let's go ahead and let's start off with you, Ben, there. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about today.
Well, it's a very exciting project. It's something that has needed to be addressed for a very long time here locally. And we are launching a timetobuildbc.com. It's a crowdfunding campaign that's sole purpose is to build a building that is just terribly needed to house the county's lost, abused, or neglected animal population.
And let's go ahead and welcome in Erica Davis, too. She's on the board there. And Erica, tell us a bit about your involvement with the SPCA and why you think it's important to be on the board.
Well, I've been involved with the SPCA even before I was a county commissioner. I was actually on the board before that. I've enjoyed my time with the SPCA. I've always loved animals, and it's just been a passion of mine. So whenever I got involved in the SPCA, I noticed the very first thing that needed to happen was a new facility. And so I'm so excited that the Community Foundation has recognized that, and they've decided to partner with us and help us build a new facility.
All right, so again, we're going to welcome in Samantha Vincent here with the SPCA as well. Samantha, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do there.
Okay, so my name's Samantha Vincent. I am the Director of Operations for SPCA of Bradley County. What that means is I'm directly involved with the facilities maintenance and upkeep. Right now, what we're working with was a building that was never designed to house animals, so it creates a lot of structures, or a lot of issues structurally, and with sanitation, things like that. The animals aren't getting the care that they deserve, and it can be reflected directly back onto the fact that that building was never meant to have animals in it.
Let's kind of come back over to you there, Ben, as we talk about what is going to happen here today with this launch. We want to kind of let people know that they can be a part of this. Why do you feel that the community should jump on board? What are some of the positive things we're going to see from this when it comes to fruition?
Yeah, quite frankly, the Bradley County community is too large and too passionate about animal causes for us to ignore the facility shortcomings that we're currently dealing with right now. This has been something that the entire community, the conversations that we've already had with people in the lead up to this campaign, everybody just kind of breathes a sigh of relief, said, thank gosh, somebody is finally going to tackle this problem that has plagued the community for just decades.
And let's come back over to Erica Davis. And now, Ms. Davis, I know that during the COVID situation, unfortunately and fortunately, a lot of animals were adopted because people were trapped at home, basically. Mm-hmm. And a lot of animals where we saw that over the national news that people were adopting dogs and cats and things like that. But now that we've kind of returned back to a normal pace of life, unfortunately, I see that some of these animals are starting to return back to the shelters and stuff. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
It is. I mean, things have slowed down a bit in terms of adoptions, and you're right. COVID created a need for people to have the animals, but now I don't necessarily think that we're seeing a huge return in the Bradley County population, but we do have a lot of animals that need to be adopted, and this new facility will provide that. It will provide an open space for people to come in and view the animals. Right now, we don't really have that. We have to go outside, or we're in a small contained area. So if we are able to build this building, it's going to give us a lot of additional space for the pets and for the adopters to come in and view them.
Now, come back over to you, Samantha. There approximately right now maybe today on an average day, about how many animals are housed where you're at?
So at the facility right now, we have well over 50 cats and probably close to 50 dogs. We did have a really successful adoption week last weekend, which has helped us be able to open the door to help more community animals come in. So that number will be steadily growing this week.
Well, now, when we think about these animals and these pets potentially going to homeowners and things like that, new owners, where do most of these animals come from?
So most of them are coming from either being found as a stray or from owner surrenders right now, unfortunately. And with the adoption market being so heavily saturated at the start of COVID last year and those animals not really coming back, we're having trouble moving these new homeless animals out.
Yeah, so that makes more sense if there was a lot of people, Erica, that did that adoption and went through that phase, probably people that where you saw a normal flow of people in and out. Now you're having a hard time trying to get people to come in and get those adoptions because they kind of climbed that mountain and now it's kind of plateaued off and kind of went down the other side. So what is the most important thing that either one of you guys want to talk about here? Of course, we're going to talk about atimetobuild.com. That's where people can go and be a part of this. In just a few minutes, we're going to give you all the prudent information you need to know. What individually, I'm just going to go around the circle of room there. Why do you think that people will get on board with this, and what do we need them to do? I mean, kind of a two-folded question there.
I guess I'll start. I think Bradley County has so many people that are passionate about animals, passionate about saving animals, and this is an opportunity for them to get involved. We're not just looking for monetary donations, although that's the number one thing that we need right now. We want people to come and volunteer with the SPCA. We want you to continue to stay involved. I think we're going to talk about an endowment fund that we're trying to start, and so we need long-term supporters of the SPCA. We're also looking for someone to name the facility, so we want to change the name, similar to something that happened in Chattanooga when they named the McCamey Animal Center after a large donor. We're looking for someone to be a large donor to name this facility after. We're also looking for an endowment naming opportunity as well, but we have additional naming opportunities. We're going to talk about naming crates. You know, maybe if a school wants to get involved and they want to do a small fundraiser and they can name the crates or name the cat room or something like that. We want this to be a opportunity for all of the people in Bradley County to get involved with this new animal center.
All right, let's talk about what is going to be required. And Ben, you may be one of the ones to help with that. What are we needing to accomplish? What's the mountain we've got to climb to reach these goals?
Sure. You know, the initial goal is approximately $1.5 million. And that is going to allow us to build a facility that mirrors a community of our size and need today. And we wanted to go with a platform that was going to allow everybody across Bradley County to participate, whether it was a $5 donation or a $10,000 donation. So we created a GoFundMe page. It's atimetobuildbc.com. So whether you can give $5 or $500 or $10,000, or you're interested in naming a part of the facility in honor of somebody or a pet or something, we just need people to act and to give. And every dollar counts, and it starts today, and we're going to keep this page up as long as it takes to cross the finish line of 1.5 million. And if the building capital needs come in back of 1.5 million, any excess that we'll have, we will roll into our endowment that will be used to fund on-site veterinary care, tackle any other pressing needs that the SPCA is going to have.
Erica was talking about the endowment there. Kind of elaborate on that a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so there's a difference between what Bradley County gives the SPCA each year to fund their operations and what their expenses actually are. And so they've done a very good job of establishing a very consistent, engaged group of donors over the years to bridge that gap. But it's not enough to go out and tackle building a new facility. And so that's what this is about. We need the endowment to be fairly large and robust. That's going to spit off a very consistent amount of free cash flow so that we can very routinely tackle the difference between what they receive from the county and what their actual expenses are.
Can people maybe, as they consider being a part of this on either a small scale or a larger scale, Samantha or Erica, either one, can people come by? You know, we talked about volunteers, but if they want to come by and kind of see the facility, kind of getting themselves acquainted with something they're going to be a part of, is that an opportunity that they can do?
Absolutely. We welcome anyone to stop by who's interested in seeing the current facility and how things are currently running. Either myself or one of our other team members would be happy to even give them a tour while they're there, introduce them to some of the animals that we're helping, and kind of show them what SPCA is all about.
Come back over to County Commissioner Erica Davis, who sits on the board of the SPCA. As you're there at the county commission meetings, what is the feel from the other commissioners and everyone else in the community when this topic is brought up and you know, that type of thing?
Well, I just want to address one thing that Ben talked about. The county receives around $200,000 from, the SPCA receives around $200,000 from the county, and our operational expenses are over $300,000. So
wow.
There's a huge gap there, and that's why we need that additional endowment fund. But commissioners are excited. You know, they've seen progress in the SPCA over the last couple of years, and so they're all on board with helping us build a new facility.
Now, for communities that may be the size of ours that doesn't have a facility like this, I mean, what kind of negativity do you see in the community? I mean, I would think stray animals and stuff that are just kind of nowhere to go, nowhere to be housed, probably causes a lot of problems in communities, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm, it does. It does.
So this is something that whether it affects you directly or indirectly, it probably is something that could be a part of your life as far as what goes on in our community. All right, so let's come back over to Ben. We talked about several different things here, and let's talk about whether it's on the .com or what other ways people can get involved. Let's kind of spell that out and kind of kick this thing off here this afternoon.
So we wanted to make this as easy as possible for people to give and support this campaign. So the easiest way to do it is to go to atimetobillbc.com. That'll take you directly to our GoFundMe page. All of the information regarding the campaign, the SPCA, the front elevation of the proposed building, the floor plan, all of that information, and there's even a video that actually showcases the current facility on the site as well. So it's going to be a catch-all. All the information that's going to be pertinent to a donor is going to be on atimetobillbc.com.
All right, and then what about, you mentioned a GoFundMe platform there as well earlier?
Yeah, atimetobillbc.com takes you directly to
that
our
GoFundMe page. Okay,
Correct.
all right, make sure. See, some old people like me may not all understand all the logistics, so just want to make sure if they go to that will take them to that GoFundMe page.
Yes, sir.
And then basically, once they get there, any amount can be donated,
yes.
Whether it's $5, $10. And Erica, you mentioned looking for those bigger sponsors that wants to be, I guess, what you would say in our business, naming rights. I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Right.
For people that want to be that big community supporter, would they go to that same website, or should they reach out to you? What should those donors do?
Well, if they are wanting naming rights, I would reach out to the Community Foundation. And so you can contact Kathy Barrett, and her email is cbarrett@cfcbc.org. So it's cbarrett@cfcbc.org.
Samantha, I'm going to come over to you. I want to kind of finish up with you. What as someone that's there every day in the facility that you're currently in, and looking at what this foundation and what the community can do to rally around and help build this, make this come to fruition, what would you say to the people as a plea to get them involved? What would you say to them if there's someone who's walking by and they say, Samantha, why do I need to be a part of this, not knowing your day in, day out routine?
So what I would say to somebody is it's, plain to see at the facility that the animals aren't getting the attention they need, and it's not for a lack of trying. We are blessed to be in a community with so many passionate animal lovers, and I think anybody who saw the conditions that these animals are having to live in right now would want to see a positive change. And not only that, but even if you're not an animal lover, you find a stray dog on the street, you want to know that it's going somewhere safe. Right now, SPCA is Bradley County's only no-kill resource, which means we never euthanize an adoptable animal. And that means we end up with a lot of animals because people want to know that they're going somewhere safe, and they want to do it hassle-free. And right now, the current facility just doesn't reflect that passion. And Bradley County residents and every animal in Bradley County deserves better than that.
All right, let's come over with you, Ben. We're going to finish up with you. What else do we need to know? What else have we talked about? I know touched on a lot of different things here in a short interview, but what is the final word you want to leave in everybody's mind as we close this interview out and then, of course, kick off this campaign?
The only thing that I'd like for everybody to just recognize is that as a county, as a community, we are better than the current facility that we occupy today. Anybody who's been out there knows that it's not only rough on the animals, it's rough on the staff having to provide the quality of care within the infrastructure that they currently have, and they're doing their best. And so we're very lucky to have committed folks like Samantha out there and Melissa and the staff doing their best. But the quality of care and then the volume of care that we could administer with a facility of appropriate size is just paramount. We have to get it done.
Have to get it done. And Samantha, something that just came to my mind, I would think you, in kind of in a realm as a school teacher, you probably spend a lot of your own money out of your own pocket here, there, and yonder to take care of little things that you just know the funding's not there, and you just can't go home and sleep without knowing that that's taken care of, don't you?
That's correct.
Yeah, I can just see it on your face. I mean, I can just tell there's certain people that have that aura about them, and you're someone I could kind of see that, I can't do this, and if it comes out of my own pocket, then so be it. And Erica, I know that you've spent a lot of time there, and it's something very passionate to you as you've been on the board. Do you think this community can do this? Do you feel this community is going to rally behind this cause and make this happen?
I do, because the community has been rallying behind the SPCA for the past couple of years. We have a Paws and Pints event every year. We didn't have one last year due to COVID, but the momentum was already building with that event that we've, been having. So I think that we can do it, and I'm expecting that we're going to be able to do it.
I agree. I believe this community will rally around this type thing, and it'll happen. Again, go to right now to A Time to Build BC, like in Bradley County, A Time to Build BC.com. And as I'm learning, that will take you to the GoFundMe page, that platform, and you'll be able to make a small donation. If you are a dog lover, if you are one of those people, like so many people are in this community, a dog or cat lover, and you've got that special pet at home that was someone that was a foundation, a rock for you during the COVID situation and all those things, and you just kind of think, you know what, I wish, I could do something to make sure that this carries on for other people. This is a way that you can be a part of this. You can help out the community. There's so many different facets of this that we can't really put into a short interview that's going to be a benefit to our community once it's completed. So we hope that you will just get on board, be a part of it monetarily, come by and be a partner with them in donation of time, whatever that you can do, and be a part of what we're doing here in Cleveland and Bradley County. Again, that website, A Time to Build BC.com, BC as in BradleyCounty.com. Ben and Samantha and Erica, thanks so much for coming in. This is a launch party, was what we're doing this afternoon. We're hoping to be able to get this back on Wednesday morning and kind of get some more input on this. But thanks so much, and we'll welcome you guys back in. And once we reach this goal and kind of say we did it.
Wonderful. Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll get back to some regular programming here on Mix 104.1 WCLE.